Hey everyone, my name is Andrew Rojas, and I am doing my final presentation video on Beyond the Mountain by Steve House. Steve House is a very well-known and professional alpinist. This is one of the two books he's written, and this book really kind of goes over all of his expeditions and experiences through the time of 1988 and 2008. So the beginning of this book starts off with him kind of explaining his upbringings in climbing. He first starts off by saying how he studied abroad in Slovenia in 1988 and how his host family actually introduced him to a mountaineering club. And after this mountaineering club just kind of skyrockets his inspiration and his urge to just want to climb. And by already 1990, just 2 years after him getting introduced to it, he's already in Pakistan going on an expedition. And after this, he just kind of explains a lot of the expeditions he goes on. And already, just I think shortly 5 years after, he starts being published in a magazine for a route he climbed in Alaska. I believe it was called Denali, and he named the route Firstborn. And he's so adamant at this time about his style and how he climbs, because he believes in just simple climbing, not only bringing the necessities. He even described people bringing oxygen tanks as smoking O's. So he wasn't too adamant about people who brought a lot of gear, and he just really wanted to remain simple. Soon after this, though, he goes on another expedition with Alex Lowe, who at the time is a really experienced climber. And Steve, still not super well known, is humbled by this experience because, he still wants to learn from a great climber. And at this time, he's still not super confident in himself and his climbing abilities. So Alex Lowe kind of takes on that mentorship during this expedition and really brings up his confidence. And he really cherishes the whole, expedition. And it's funny though, because during the expedition, Steve compares or describes his gear and compares it to Alex's gear, and he explains it how at the time Alex was sponsored by North Face, while Steve was getting his gear from thrift shops. So he was just explaining how his gear was really patchy and old and torn, while Alex was all of his gear was matching and super nice, and just he was at awe kind of like of what he could be in the future. So soon after Steve's expedition with Alex, he starts really making a name for himself. By 2001, he's given the nickname Great White Hope. He starts getting sponsorships from Patagonia, and he goes on multiple other expeditions with multiple other partners. But during all this time, he has his eyes set out on one goal, and that one goal is to reach the summit of K7. And K7 is a mountain in Pakistan, and he's been wanting to achieve this for some time now, and he attempted it 4 times before his final attempt in 2004, and he failed all 4 other times. But in 2004, he's finally able to go on this expedition by himself, solo. He doesn't take very much gear and is able to make this run up K7 and does so. And because of this, he gets nominated, and it's pretty much equivalent to the Oscar for climbers. But sadly, he does not. He doesn't get this award, and he's kind of bitter about it. But he's not too defeated after losing this award to another of climbers. But after, he's just really motivated, and he's eager to kind of come back and try to get nominated again. And the next year, with his new partner Vince Patterson, he's able to actually get nominated again for a run he does in Pakistan for Naga Parbat, and they're able to make this climb again really successfully, and they're able to get nominated, and they end up winning the award. And this really kind of ends the book. But one of the connections I made just from Steve's kind of persona was how he was just able to kind of push himself, beyond his boundaries. And I thought that was really, really inspiring because during our ropes course, during the log walk, I found myself really trying to challenge myself and to push myself because I have somewhat of a fear of heights. So during the log walk, especially just walking forward was a bit of a challenge for me. So eventually taking that next step to try to walk backwards, and then eventually trying to take the next step to walk forward with my eyes closed was a pretty big reach for me. And I just really thought that was a really cool connection. And I really, look up to Steve for that. And for myself, though, for my future endeavors, I set a goal for myself that I would try to at least get outdoors, or for an outdoors trip at least once every 2 months. So I hope I can keep this. After this backpacking trip, I really kind of um, remembered how much I miss being in the wilderness and just kind of being in nature, and how much I really kind of want to grow and try to keep doing stuff like that. So thank you for listening, and